Hey, Steve Von Brand here for the Bass College down here at the Northeast River pre-fishing for the Fishers of Men tournament. I think we got a paycheck tournament out there going on right now, don't we?
Yep, absolutely.
Down here with Mike Ward, Bathman Pros, and there's Mike, both Mikes, dual mics. And they're going to go out, do a little pre-fishing, just hit a couple spots real quick, check on some of the spots for tomorrow morning, and then meeting tonight. Fishers of Men hold a great tournament trail, and everybody can try to get involved if they can. So, Mike, you found some fish, on our normal spots out there?
Yes, that's right.
Some of our pylons?
Yep, this morning found them on there, swimming a spatter dock, shallow diving square bill crankbait.
Okay, so small, it's like a 2.5, 3 inch size, like the RC?
About 2.5, 3 inch size, yeah. It's a river to sea.
Oh yeah, the river to sea are really good at the Potomac too right now, this time last year. Did they hit any other baits, some soft plastics or anything? Did you throw anything?
I mainly was throwing the crankbait and a chatterbait in there.
Okay.
And crankbait seemed to be mainly what they wanted.
Okay, I'd stay with crankbaits and just switch up sizes and colors.
Yeah,
really. And then flip that little jig maybe again too.
Yep. I always try to throw a swim jig.
Yeah.
Through there, but
well, the wind's pretty tough, isn't it? Because they've got gale warnings out or something for later on.
Yeah, the winds, especially out in the open areas, got white caps out there.
Yeah, when you make the turn.
It's hard to hold your position.
Well, that power pole helps, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Without that, I wouldn't have been able to hold my spot on those pilings.
That's really important for those kind of spots like that.
Absolutely.
So what do you think of the watercolor? Even though we had all those rains and everything, it doesn't look that bad. It looks just like the normal Northeast color.
I was really surprised. I thought I was going to come out here and just, find that mud that's
right, because the creek is fairly clear. You can see down to the bottom and 2-3 feet of water up in the creek.
I've been surprised that the water clarity really is not bad.
That means there's some grass that you can't see. Just like we found last year in the FLW tournament.
I could find some sparse grass growing.
Right.
Along some of the shorelines, about 20, 30 feet out.
Yeah, so it's filtering it.
So it is starting to grow. It's just sparse.
So if it's sparse there along some of the shorelines, that means some of the thicker areas out on the flats probably have grass that you can't see yet.
I would say they have to. They have to out there.
Right.
And with this wind, I was going to run out there and just run around with my Lowrance and see if I could spot some areas of some shallow grass that's not visible. But with these winds,
I know the wind's tough. But the other thing is a good thing to consider is, where all those marinas that we've found where they were clogged with the thick milfoil and coontail moss with the mixtures of different grasses where they just stick to the surface. Those areas right now are only have all that same kind of grass just forming. So it's off the bottom, but if you aren't aware that those marinas or those areas have that thick of grass, you're not going to be fishing it.
Yeah.
But a lot of those areas are probably going to hold, all those bait fish. They could have spawned there. They were hard sand bottoms. They were on a north shore with sun. So some of those marinas like that might be a really good spot where you can't really fish them in, say, the end of June, July, August. They're too thick. Those marinas are probably a good bet to hit.
Well, I think next step is to make a run up and around into the Susquehanna, see what the water looks like in there.
Yes.
Because we know some marinas in there.
Right, and you know where Tom told you when you make that turn up in there, people don't know about that when you first make that turn before you go up the bridge and those marinas up in there.
Yes, exactly.
Those are really hot early in the year.
Yep. So we're going to give them a look and see if we can find some active fish in there.
And then your meetings, what time tonight? Like 6?
Tonight, our check-in is between 5 and 6, and then the service starts at from 6 to 7.
Okay.
And they're going to be cooking out.
And then you're going to launch tomorrow, what, at first light, 6:30? Or?
First light tomorrow morning.
So your check-in's going to be, what, 2:30?
Tomorrow morning check-in time,
I mean 6:30, and then the tournament comes back to check in for the weigh-in at what 2:30?
Yeah, weigh-in. I believe actually is 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, because it's so early. Because you're going to get 7.5 or 8 hours in, because you're launching at what 6 or 6:30.
Don't quote me on that. For some reason, I thought the Legacy Series had a 1 o'clock weigh-in.
Well, I'll make sure that I check.
That.
And I think you can probably call from the boat in this tournament, can't you?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could text me anyway and just say come on in. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Well, you better get out there. Let's not waste any time. Go get some of those spots where the wind comes up or thunderstorms come up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Did it get tangled up in something? Well, I guess it's a good thing that I grabbed that crawfish claw.
Yeah, that was. See, and those are keys that you always want to share with each other. You picked up that crawfish claw. It was in the same as that color one I had tied on, and look at that right away. Now this fish is kind of short, but look how fat and chunky he is. I'm not quite sure he'd measure, but he sure is healthy.
There he goes.
All right. See you later, pal.
Well, we're down here at the dock at Anchor Marine. Just got a call getting 4 solid beeps, which is usually a fuel filter. So pulled in here, got the Bass College pit crew here trying to change out a fuel filter and get back out onto the water into the tournament. This is the Fishers of Men Legacy Series. They're going to be weighing up here at the dock. What time's the weigh-in, did they say?
It was 1, but everybody wanted to do 3, so now it's 3.
It's 3 o'clock. Okay, so weigh in at 3. Hopefully we can get this changed out and get back out. The tide's changing now, so maybe if this fuel filter works, get back out there and actually get back in the game. So this is what happens sometimes when you're on the water, and you're going to run into some problems. So what you got to do is regroup, make the best of it, forget about it, don't let it bother you, change this fuel filter out, get right back out there, catch some fish. So hopefully this will work, and we'll see you guys. We changed out the everything we can think of: fuel filter, oil filter, still getting an overheat alarm. I mean, 4 beeps, but no overheat. So I'm going to try running a little bit, stay in the northeast if they have to, and we'll see you back at 3 o'clock at the weigh-in.
How you doing, Mark Hobbs?
I'm awake now.
I'm not missing.
Everybody's in.
How do you like that?
Ain't that in?
Yeah.
Take a picture of it in front of Lexi back. At least we bought something. Take a picture of it.
Where's Mike? He's got to hop in here too.
Hey, get a picture of that in front of that Lexi better.
Ah, look, he said he's not doing it.
He said, how you doing it? Get yourself a hot dog. Actually, don't eat one of those hot dogs. Don't forget you. Come on. Good job, fellas. Good job, fellas.
Hey, you gotta give me a second. Okay, hold on.
Got it?
Hold on.
That's for sure. We'll give you 220. Keep bouncing between it.
220?
Yep. This wind, man, messes me up. Get your picture taken. Motherfucker, hold that picture.
We couldn't get up in there. So low.
Y'all get hot
Okay,
dogs.
no, not too far. We're just trying to get the sign. Him wants the sign and go.
That's what we need to get rid of. Here you go. There you go.
Okay, so talk to us.
Well, hot dog or something.
Once we finally got out there, you know, with your boat, we ran to a couple of spots that we had, but
And the pylons, they weren't on.
no, we
Even
hit
when the
pylons
tide moved.
4 separate times at different tides,
And they weren't there.
just weren't there.
And did you try to run up to the Susquehanna?
Yeah, we ran up
And they weren't there.
Susquehanna, hit the, went all the way up to the marina, you know,
Right.
upriver.
And the water looked all right, and they weren't there.
The wind was just howling.
I know once you make the
And
turn.
I don't know if they opened a gate or what, but the current was so heavy coming down out of there that the boat was going 7 miles an hour without the trolling motor.
Yeah, they had a gate open.
Yeah, and I mean, it was just, so you couldn't hold position on anything.
Anybody else do that?
In very muddy water.
Yeah.
The
And you
Northeast
could
is
have
much
run to the
cleaner
Bohemia,
than
or
this.
you could have run to the south.
Well,
but if it-
that was our plan. If everything had worked out with the boat this morning, we were going to shoot to the Bohemia and the Sassafras.
Right.
But
what are you going to do? You spent the first 4.5. We were on the dock repairing a motor for 4.5 hours, and then running into a crab trap and sandbar. What else are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't know what else could have happened to us.
No, there's some nice bags there, though.
Yeah, I
Number
saw
10's
that
out there, but we don't have
one group of
Yeah,
guys
1 through
brought
9.
some nice fish in.
Yeah, one was 379. They're all like some nice 3 and 4
No,
pounders.
don't write it yet. Don't write it yet. I'm gonna find out if this is bigger. Yeah, this is bigger.
Okay, we'll go with that. 1714. No, not quite that big.
368.
68.
Put him in there. Five fish, beta.
What was the weight? 3 what?
368 on the big fish.
368?
1483 total. Good job, gentlemen. Thank you. Get your picture. That's your mom.